So it's all connected now. As you can see, that goes in with, as I said, X41. Yeah. So we're gonna flip the cover back on, power up, and what you will notice, the temperature is no longer displayed, the flow temperature into the radiators, and you cannot adjust that anymore from display as such. You can switch it on or off. That's it. If you press radiators, press menu button again, that's your hot water. You still can adjust the hot water temperature. That's your, press again, that's your system pressure, and that's installer's menu where you have to select it. But the heating, as soon as you connect the outside sensor, you won't be able to get any temperature adjustments. You can only make it on or off, and the reason why, because as soon as the outside temperature is connected, that's the flow temperature will be determined by the boiler depending on what heating curve you have set up. Again, it's a little bit strange that if you look at the that's the compact installation manual, and if you go into the table, which is D settings, yeah, so if you go in that table, it doesn't really says which one is the heating curve, which I think is a bit of a pull from Glowworm. I don't know whether they didn't expect the outside sensors to be connected on this lower range type of boilers, but there isn't. It goes D40, D41, and straight away jumps to D47. But the heating curve adjustment is, if my memory doesn't fail, we'll go step by step here to do it. So if we go into installer's menu, we can scroll down to 35 hex. So we want D settings, and if we scroll it down to 40, so 41 is our heating return temperature, and then all of a sudden in the manual there's nothing on the 43, but 41 straight to D47, but here I got 43, which I can't remember exactly whether that is the heating curve. We'll see in a minute. So let's, yeah, that is the heating curve. So you can adjust from, I think that goes maximum 4, and minimum is 0. So because we got no underflow heating, it's radiators, and they're not quite sort of big and efficient. Properties again is not very well insulated, and the walls are with no insulation. So I would probably start with something like 2.5. So confirm and then back out. So again, if we go now to, so that was D43 to adjust your curves, and then you got D45 as well, which is, if you go in there, you will see 20 degrees Celsius. Again, don't be mistaken, that is not the flow temperature. That is assumed your room target temperature. The heating curve graph parallel will change if you increase, let's say, temperature, presumed target indoor temperature, the heating curve will change as well. I will show in the next video from Wiesmann manual where you got this graph. Maybe even Glowworm, I don't know, or Whalen has this graph where you can reference it, but I probably would put something like maybe 21. So if you take, so remember 43, D43 setting is your heating curve, D45 is your assumed room temperature. If you would use a Glowworm room thermostat, digital thermostat, that information would be sent automatically as you adjust the room temperature. That would automatically adjust to the D45 setting, which is assumed room temperature target. But because we can check what our outdoor temperature is, which is D47, if we go and we'll check how accurate is our sensor. So, and it's showing 9 degrees, and that is spot on. It is 9 degrees outside. So yeah, based on the 9 degrees, Boole automatically calculates what heating curve. I think there is a little graph in here which indicating, so it is outside something like outside temperature is 9 degrees, so my curve setting was 2.5, I think. So you rise there, and wherever that curve meets, that's your flow temperature calculated. But we can also check what the flow temperature is setting. So that would be D40. So if we go to setting D40, we'll see what the calculated, and that's your calculation, is 26 degrees. I don't know whether that is what is reading now because there's no heat demand, but I'm gonna put the heat demand on and we'll see if there is any change. So put the heat demand to 23. And that the receiver kicked in. And oh no, D9. So that would be D5 for us to check. So if we go again into D5, it says 56. So D5, determine target heating flow temperature. So the moment is running at 56 based on the fact that outside is 9. My one curve is 2.5, which is this one. And room temperature, you see that one is, this is the sensor is showing outside temperature, that's at the bottom, and here it says 20. So if you increase your assumed room temperature, which I showed earlier, that graph will shoot across like that. So all the starting points will be at the higher point. So our one is 21. So it will be slightly higher, and all the settings will be higher. But at the moment, it's showing the target temperature 50. So, and we're out of the installer's menu. So now the heating is targeted according to weather compensating curves.